While 7 people have been killed in a crash on the N4 near Middelburg in Mpumalanga, 6 others were seriously injured and 3 more escaped with slight injuries.
Now for details, we are joined by Moeti Mmusi from the Provincial Community Safety Department. And Dr. Moeti, thank you very much for your time here on ENCA. Can you just tell us what your preliminary investigations have shown so far? What happened?
A very good morning to you and the ENCA viewers. The preliminary reports indicate that there was a minibus taxi that was traveling on the N4 from Johannesburg direction. Somewhere in Middelburg, seemingly the driver lost control, and then this vehicle overturned several times before also being hit by an articulated truck that was traveling on the same road. So what happened is that the seven of those who died, they perished at the scene. They include a driver and 6 of his passengers. The truck driver was not harmed, and 6 other people sustained serious injuries, while 3 more escaped with slight injuries. They were all rushed to the nearby hospital in Middelburg. It is not clear to us as to what may have caused this crash. However, the investigation is underway, but you cannot rule out a possibility of reckless and negligent driving, and either fatigue as well may have played a hand in this accident.
You did mention that 6 people were also seriously injured. Do we have an update on the condition of those patients?
Yes, they are seriously injured. They are currently receiving a treatment at the Middelburg hospital. We are hoping that they make a swift recovery, and then we are wishing them a speedy recovery as well. All 9 of those who were injured, including the 3 that were slightly injured.
You know, for me, the concern, of course, is the fact that we are edging closer and closer to the festive season, when road carnage is a huge problem in our country, especially during the festive season and Easter. And I understand that in the taxi that collided with the truck, people were on their way to Mozambique, which is the same thing that we'll be seeing in December. Are you concerned about that, the safety of people on your roads during that time?
Yes, absolutely. We are very much concerned about this. Hence, the department is hard at work. In fact, the plans for the festive season on how we are going to handle the expected increases in traffic volumes has already been finalized, with the MEC for Community Security and Liaison being expected to launch this during the first week of December, the festive season road safety campaign for the province.
The N4 toll road near Middelburg, has it been cleared? Is the scene cleared up this morning? Should motorists be aware of anything on that road?
Yes, so far it has been cleared. Initially, earlier on, it was a stop-and-go kind of an arrangement, but there was a time, especially several hours after the crash, where it was completely closed, especially between Middelburg and Mpumalanga, but it has since been cleared so far.
You know, Moeti, I heard you talk about a festive season campaign. We see these being rolled out every year, year in, year out, provincially, nationally, etc. But driver behavior also, which is a big contributor, never changes. What do you attribute this to?
Well, as you have noted, in most of these crashes, human behavior and mistakes that drivers do mostly contributes to these crashes. But then there are those drivers who drive as cautiously as possible. We can not only always attribute it to a lack of law enforcement visibility. Although there will be increased law enforcement visibility, we continue to plead with our motorists to use the road as cautiously as possible, obey the rules, and try to be patient. And others, they also need to ensure that their vehicles are roadworthy at all the time.
I always wonder, Masego, you know, when you are traveling in a taxi, Moeti, you don't really have control over the behavior of the driver. What would your advice then be to passengers who will be making use of public transport this festive season as to how to ensure your safety when you're just a passenger?
The message is very clear. While we expect the drivers to always ensure that they obey the rules and they don't overload, and they also ensure that the vehicles that they're driving are in good roadworthy conditions, passengers also have rights. They have a right to be transported by a sober driver. They also have a right to be transported by somebody who will not speed, who will obey the rules. They also have a right to be transported in a roadworthy vehicles. So they also need to raise their concern as and when they see drivers breaking the rules.
Thank you so much for your time this morning, bringing us up to speed there. As we just said, 7 people killed on the N4 toll road. That's near Middelburg this morning. Spokesperson of the Mpumalanga Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison there, Moeti Mmusi, bringing us more details on that story.